They probably think we're filming a commercial.
Yeah.
Little do they know, we're filming premium lawn content to help them
Premium.
grow better grass. Well, it's been a while since we've
It's
done
been a
one of these.
while.
It's my millennial mind immediately jumps to music that we can't sing for copyright reasons when I say it's been a while. But the last time we did one of these, it was a bit warmer outside, and it was a really prime example of a zoysia, warm season lawn. And now this is it's cool outside, it's getting chilly, and fescue is in its prime. So
Sweater weather.
So we are we're gonna go look at a fescue lawn, kind of, and talk about why you might plant fescue, a turf that doesn't love hot weather, in an area where it gets good and hot outside.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, fescue has a lot of challenges here, but this time of year, it shines.
it does. No, but the people that have this yard too, they've been clients for a long time. They're super nice, and they do a really good job. So I'm excited to. You've seen pictures of this one, but
Yeah.
But I'm excited for you to see it in person.
I love fescue. I want to put it in our backyard because it's such it's very, very shady, and it's just a great spot for it, and it's such a beautiful
It really
turf.
is.
But
It's gorgeous. You told me yesterday that she mowed it last night to get a fresh mow on it.
oh, it's beautiful.
Isn't it though? It is.
It's a barefoot grass.
It is. Oh, yo. That is. We should make a T-shirt.
Barefoot grass.
Barefoot grass. But yeah, I mean, this is ideal fescue weather. This is fescue season, and yeah, I mean, the homeowner, she's very kind. She said that she's got people that want to roll around in this stuff, and you can tell why. I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
We talked about the color and stuff on the way here too, and it's just gorgeous. One of the reasons you talked about maybe wanting to plant fescue in your backyard. We'll talk about the shade, and why it's such a good choice.
Yeah.
When we get there, but even fescue has its needs and stuff, and when you start competing with something like this tree, you may end up with some areas in the yard where maybe turf and trees are fighting a little bit. We talk about this a lot on support, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter how shade tolerant a turf grass is, it can't compete with going right up to a tree or too far under it, because even if it's tolerant to the shade of the tree, it can't compete with the nutrients that the tree is going to take from the turf.
Yeah.
So it's always going to win. It's
And
bigger.
light too.
Yeah, it's going to take the sunlight, the nutrients, water, all of that. So it's very natural for turf to thin out as it gets to the trees.
The best part is that oftentimes it'll tell us where it's happy and where it's not too,
Yep.
right? And so in this instance, it's kind of shown where it's really excited and where the canopy draws in and stuff. At some point, I mean, the yard is beautiful as it is, but if they wanted to make a bed space, kind of like they've got near that crepe myrtle and stuff over there, they've really got an opportunity to maybe do that at some point and take it up, even further, just a little bit.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. Well, I see, something else we can talk about closer to the mailbox there. Well, fescue can be particularly hard to keep weeds out of, that.
Yeah.
And this one is very clean, but we are still talking about, plants and living organisms in nature, right? And what do we have here? There's some encroachment here. What is this?
So it looks like she's gotten some Bermuda. It's coming back in, Bermuda is very invasive. I don't think a lot of people realize that, and it's very happy in this environment. It's getting a little more sunlight here probably, so it's coming up through.
Yeah.
So.
And the fescue would prefer cooler temperature shade, right? And so Bermuda, which is, while we love it very much and we grow an awful lot of it, it can be probably one of the more challenging weeds to get rid of, right? If it shows up in a location. So solution here would be, if she ever gets to the point where she wants to stop it where it is so it doesn't continue to spread into other parts of the yard where the sunlight is, would be to go ahead and take a non-selective and spray it out. And then, make sure that a heavy seeding is done in this area to kind of reclaim this area as fescue.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably the most obvious it will be is here in a few weeks when it goes dormant.
Yeah.
And this is all green, and there's just a little bit of discoloration up front here.
Yeah.
But not a big deal, and a very easy solution.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So something I was thinking about, and this is something I think about a lot with different lawns, is the water runoff coming down the hill.
Especially in a solid surface like a driveway, right?
Yeah, where's it gonna go? It's got to go somewhere.
So, like every other really great choice in this landscape, they've got a drain here, and as it comes down the driveway, it's going to focus in this spot, and it's really, really well hidden. But it's, we'll go around the fence and we'll see the trench as it makes its way out into the backyard. But the nice part about this is then it doesn't get up against this fence. It doesn't end up on either side. It doesn't create any plant health issues for either landscape ornamentals or the turf grass itself.
It's clearly very effective because this is all very healthy.
It's beautiful.
I like how they have a pathway here to keep from, trampling traffic.
With turf health and as far as that's concerned, if it was just coming straight down the driveway and running down through here, we'd end up with erosion issues, we'd end up with plant health issues, saturation. And it actually runs from the rocks that we looked at up there and pokes out right here well beyond the turf area, allowing it to drain down. So an area like that where there's a solid surface that's going to collect an awful lot of moisture, it just redirects it and keeps it out of the turf and keeps it out of the landscaping beds, and that's fantastic. I mean, couldn't design it better.
Yeah. Something that I think everybody needs to be aware of just in regards to expectations of how your turf will grow is any high traffic area. It's going to either be non-existent or struggle, and that's okay. You want your kids to have fun in the yard, you want them to have a good time, that's what your yard is for. But just to understand that all the traffic and compaction here is just a natural part of the process to creating those memories and having a good time. It's just going to result in some turf damage or decline in those spaces.
As time goes on too, obviously you've mentioned the bulk density and the compaction. That also makes it tougher to establish new seed there. And then also, if this is where feet are going to be, as you are establishing new seed, the soft plants are more susceptible to that injury from, being mechanically injured by the feet there too. We had the opportunity to meet just the most precious little boy that is enjoying this swing set still too. You could, in the same way we talked about bed spaces around that tree up front, you could throw a little bit of mulch or something under this area, kind of deal, so that way you're not fighting turf grass here, trying to grow it here where it's not going to be particularly happy. And that may be a solution, but at the same time too, I couldn't agree more. This is why we have yards, right? Is so we can enjoy them and love them and do what we want to do in them. So awesome. Let's talk about drainage again. More drainage. Another really intelligent drainage feature in this yard is actually how they're redirecting the water out of their downspouts, or at least how they're introducing that into the yard here. You can see the downspouts as they come off the roof. We talked about this actually in the last episode that we did in that beautiful zoysia lawn, and in that one particularly, it was coming across a solid surface into the lawn, right? Well, in this one, it has an opportunity to end up right percolating into this rock pathway here.
Yeah, it's such a great solution to this problem, and it keeps, again, she's done such an amazing job of preserving the integrity of her lawn, where she can enjoy it and have a practical solution for that problem. So,
and I think, you nailed this idea too, that we often talk about utility, right? And we talk about dividing up landscapes in practical ways and stuff. We talked a little bit about it with the bed space up front, but in this case it applies too. There's a solid pathway, just like you mentioned, the pavers over there, and then we've got a nice solid division here. That actually makes it easier for us to treat too. We know the areas of the yard that we're treating, we know the areas that we're not, kind of deal, and it all makes for a very practical, very functional, and very aesthetic yard when you make those choices like that.
And something else too, just overall, the client has done such an incredible job maintaining this lawn, but she's also maintained the landscape like the trees. Because even the most shade tolerant turf needs sunlight.
Exactly.
It needs something, and she's made it so that this turf is getting the exact amount of sunlight that it needs to thrive and be healthy.
Limbing up trees. Honestly, one of the things we talk about a lot, especially from a support standpoint too, is making sure that you make the right plant choices from the beginning, right? Trying to force something to grow in an area that it doesn't want to grow, just it invites frustrations for you that are going to be hard to sort of overcome. And so making the right species choice, limbing these trees up, providing them what they need, taking good care of this turf grass, once it's established. There's challenges that a lot of fescue yards face, that because she's done such a good job taking care of this yard. She doesn't have a ton of weed pressure. She's got very few struggles, and it's because she's made all the right choices, and
Yeah.
she's making really critical functional choices in the process as well.
Yeah, 100%.
This is fescue. This is fescue in Georgia. This is what it can be with really, good work and really good intention. This is what's possible with fescue when it's in the right place.
Yep, and this is the time of year that it loves
Ooh,
to thrive.
absolutely.
So.